Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be playing Crown Vex with Ingenius Hunter, which allows us to get a 25-second cooldown on our mythic item. We're going to be playing against Ezreal. The first thing you're going to notice is some really aggressive first strike trading, which is really good for us because it generates a lot of money. But the bad news is because we're taking Cosmic Insight, I don't have access to Corrupting Potion, which means that my trading is a little bit less consistent. We still do a ton of damage here due to some nice comboing. But you'll also notice that I'm running the wrong runes here. I got really confused with the Cho'Gath and everything, so I thought I was going to take Magic Resist. But we are instead running Magic Resist against a AD champion, so we're going to take a little bit more damage in this matchup, but all things considered, I think it's going to be fine. You'll notice that we currently have 2 assists from a random early game teamfight. But it's not going to make too much of a difference here because we didn't really get any itemization off of it, so it'll just expedite our goal by maybe a 50 or 100. So something you need to consider when you're playing First Strike Vex is that it's based on who initiates combat. So I've had a few games where I run First Strike and I was unable to utilize the Keystone because I was outranged. This wasn't a matchup against Azir specifically. But if you're against a matchup where you're the one who's able to dictate when you're taking fights and everything like that, then it's always going to be in your favor to get that initiation off. So we got a really nice trade there and get some extra gold. It's kind of embarrassing to say this, but there's actually... It's kind of silly to take First Strike and put so much emphasis on trading because a lot of times you're missing CS to do so. So I'll get a really nice trade-off, I'll get maybe 30 gold and I'll miss 2 minions to do it. And I'm like, oh shit, I could have just gotten an extra 10 gold if I killed minions instead. So First Strike still enables you to play very aggressively while getting gold for those trades, which is kind of like a... it's a trade-off in a way. If you're really good, you'll be able to do both. But the most pivotal thing to playing the game really is just making sure that you're trading when you're not having any minion last hit windows. Otherwise, you're just delaying your own gold unnecessarily. So we do see that they're playing for this top side. I'm just going to go cut off the Ezreal here. I don't feel like I'm going to be able to get to the Nocturne in time. So we waited for him over the wall so that we could find it. I don't think he had flash from that level 1, so that's why we committed to that extremely hard. But Rengar dies for no reason. Like, we didn't have top lane, so I think turning on the Ezreal is like the best possible solution there. But I don't really care too much about my jungle because he is not me, and I got something off of it, so his death is worth a lot to me. Because now I'm the head. Nocturne might be ahead, and he's got Axiomark, which is the most cringe item in the game. But we're going Crown, and Crown is probably one of the best items right now for mitigating like assassins. There's really not much he can do to me in the mid to late game if we ever get to that itemization. So you'll notice I'm holding the wave here. The reason why I'm holding the wave here is basically to make it harder for the Ezreal to approach the wave. It also makes it easier for me to look for trading combos because he's further overextended, so I can maybe get an extra auto or 2 off. So at this point, we are just going to go and wait. I'm going to stand in front of my minion wave. This is purely so I can look for the fear here. It's really important that you use your positioning to enable any aggressive plays that you want to do. If you're always standing behind your minion wave, then they're going to have a lot more room to work with. So because it's favorable on my side, I can just position like this and it creates a lot more pressure. This is going to seem weird, but I was baiting for the Rakan. I thought the Rakan was going for a gank here, so I just ended up taking 4 billion damage and I got hit by the Arcane Ignite. So it's unlucky for sure, but that's something I never should have risked to begin with because I did have an optimal recall. Taking 300 damage for bait is, after all, just a very big gimmick, so... Playing inconsistently, get punished, that's basically how it goes down. If I had armor, probably would have lived, but it's all good. And at this point, we do see that Shin's missing, and he's going for this really wonky play on bot side, so maybe they find something. It looks like he's just... Oh, they're going for the tower dive. I think they definitely get the Jinx here. Maybe they all get out as well, that's crazy. Ezreal's currently missing, so if he rotates down, it's going to be my fault. Teleport coming in for the enemy team, though. Cho'Gath. And we're going to start rotating down here. The reason why I'm going to rotate is I feel like this fight's going to go long. I do have the ability to get their Shadow Surge, so we're just going to lead in here. We find the pick onto the Nocturne in the back. And we are going to be able to find this Leona as well. And this is really good for us because we do have the connection for the next one as well. And they've all committed most of their skill shots and most of their summoner spells, so there's really no way for them to get away from me. I was going to recall here. And... let it push back to my teammates, but because my Rakan and Xayah are rotating the mid lane, I'm just going to go and take this wave and then reset anyways. So I already had enough gold for my last chapter as well as my sorcerer boots, so I don't think it made much of a difference for catch it, but I think they're winning so hard that they just don't really care that much, I guess. But now we get access to another control ward, so that's kind of ideal. We have access to our stopwatch since we got so many early kills. But I need them to head back bottom now, because they're going to be missing some minions if they don't go there immediately. And this lets me go to a central position on the map that allows me to look for ultimate opportunities to create picks. So, unfortunately, I might actually miss plate here. Plate's really good for me, because I just need extra money to hit my item spike. But I think he killed the minions too fast, so maybe I actually get plate now. It's crazy. And he's committed Arcane Shift here, so we know he has no E for 10 seconds, so I'm going to play really aggressively here. Kind of a wonky W, so I'm not going to get as much damage off. I did initiate it though, so I did get the first strike, but it's really not as ideal as it could have been. I think Nocturne is ultimate here, so we need to at least play around to his far range. If we don't know where he is, we have to respect it. I don't think he has vision here, so maybe we just look for a play. No, he definitely has vision here. Okay. So I'm going to go back up here. I'm going to try and dodge his skill shots, and once we're through, we'll just block through. Get a first strike again, a little bit extra dosh. 15 in the pocket, plus 5. There's really no reason for me to play too aggressively because I don't have access to my ult yet. Once I have ultimate, I'm going to be able to one-shot this guy. But right now, my biggest concern is hitting level 8 so I get the extra mana back from the last chapter, because we're looking a little low right now. We don't know where Nocturne is still, his blue buff is spawning. We do see him on a Rengar, so we might have to rotate up here. This is a really nice first strike trade, so I think I'm going to commit for that. And it looks like Rengar is going to die because I didn't rotate. And he is going to actually collapse on me here. I think I should be good here because I have Fear up coming. As long as he doesn't have W, we're fine. Alright, so we're golden. Go play around the Ezreal skill shots. Hit the Nocturne. It's possible. I think we could have saved Rengar if we rotated earlier, but it was a really, really nice straight onto Ezreal. But he just used Arcane Shift, so I'm looking for ult right now. Got no flash, so we just take him out. Oh, he does have flash. Why didn't he flash it then? That's kind of weird. I guess he just thought that he could outplay it, I don't know. But that's going to give me more gold in the pocket. I'm not going to go for the plate here because I don't know where Nocturne is. He's definitely on the top side. I don't have vision on that side since Raptors are gone. So I'm going to concede that and I'm just going to go head towards mid lane again. Now, the one thing about Crown that feels awkward to me is the Kindle Gem itemization. So like it prevents you from dying, but I'd rather have a little bit more early ability power. Fortunately, looks like we're gonna die top side again. Does suck. We actually died bot side too, 1 for 1. But holy shit, our Zai is 7 and 1. Okay. I guess Cheha is a challenger player, so it makes sense. But ult in 87. Something that you also have to consider is that when you're going for first strike and you're taking Ingenius Hunter over Ultimate Hunter, you are losing about 24 seconds off your ultimate with the ultimate haste. So your ult's going to take longer to get back up, but in exchange you get a lot more gold in form of utility, and we also get access to Ingenius Hunter and Cosmic Insight. So we get Summoner cooldown, which is really good for Flash Ignite, we get Item Haste, which is really good for Crown. Cosmic Insight's actually pretty decent on Luden's builds as well, because it gives you a lower cooldown on that. But I think it's just a lot better on Crown, since it gives you an entire 15 seconds. Now we're going to get a really massive trade here. It's going to give us a ton of gold on first strike. I'm going to stand here and wait for my Rakan to just jump over. Hopefully Rakan has something. Okay, nice. And it looks like Rengar's actually engaging here, but we're already turning on the Ezreal here since he got hit by the E. And I think I'm going to be forced to flash here. I don't think my Rakan's going to get close enough, so I'll take care of this. And Rengar got out too. That's pretty good. He's actually level 6 at 11 minutes. That's really bad. Looks like you got Namd on top. If you're not sure what cooldowns are for specific ultimates or cooldowns, you can always Google the champion and there'll be like an actual infographic on what they do and what their cooldowns are. That's like my #1 resource I recommend to people when they're playing versus champions for the first time. You'll find out what ZW cooldown is, what Morgana Black Shield cooldown is. But we have access to the crown now, which is massive for us. The reason why it's so pivotal in this particular game here is because we're playing against a Nocturne. So I can build Zhonyas, but if I'm forced to Zhonyas, I feel like I'm going to die anyways to the back end of the fight. So building crown allows me to play aggressively without losing any of my defensive tools. So we're going to play ult from Fog of War here. We get a nice ult here before his Arcane Chip goes for, and he just gets insta one-shot. So in terms of itemization, having Crown and a Sorcerer Boots does about 1.3k damage on a full combo. That's not including the massive amount of AP that we have from the Dark Seal. So I feel pretty comfortable going for trades like that, or just one-shot opportunities on champions like Ezreal. If it was a tankier champion, maybe they had like maybe a Phage or a Kindle Gem, it might be a little bit more difficult to do without Ignite. But if you look at his current itemization, he only has Caulfields and Sheen, so he doesn't really have any mitigation available. I think Magi's is definitely better here since we're snowballing so hard. I'm Futures Market, so I'm just going to go and swap that out. I don't know why I sold the D-Ring. I always forget about Futures Market. The reason why I take Futures Market is because I'm not running Time Warp Tonic, so... Actually, is Futures Market the same? I think Futures Market's not the same. Hashtag XD. 208 AP though at 12 minutes and 50 seconds. It looks like they're getting engaged on bot side. Ezreal won't be able to rotate to that. He does throw ult though, so I'm just going to hard push mid. And he's actually there, okay. So he does have priority mid since I came to lane late. But I think they're going to be fine. I think they're getting a massive trade-off with the Daya. There's no point in me rotating since the fight's already over. I don't have ultimate, so I'm just going to take plates mid here. This gives me a lot of gold and denies Ezreal just as much. But I take literally 0 damage here from Crown. Do you see that? He's got Dustblade, he's got 235 AD, and he only did half of my HP because of Crown. Sucks that we missed the Q though. It's really tragic. But if we look past the tower, maybe we can find him with ult. So it doesn't look like he's on Raptors, so I'm going to start gravitating towards the top side to see if I can find him here. Grab the plate as well. There's Jinx on the minimap, so maybe we look for Jinx. I think she flashed over my Q. I got the auto off of Doom passive, but if I had landed the Q off of the Fear, it would have been like super easy. Now, fortunately, there's no Nocturnal, so I don't feel like I'm going to die back in here, so I'm going to tempo right here. If I felt like there's a chance of getting engaged on from long range, I would probably walk further towards my pink ward. But in this situation, I think it's fine for me to recall here. We're not too close. I'm going to buy the Seekers first just because most of their carries are 80. And that is really unlucky. That is really tragic. I don't think Rengar knows that his ult's not unstoppable. But top side of the map, really struggling this game, but we have a really, really strong bot side, so we're going to keep dropping our vision towards the bot side of the map. Looks like Rakan's helping us clear vision here. I don't have ult for 40 seconds, so I don't feel like this is the best play to go for. I like to lead with E in this situation because I can use my Q to reproc half of my passive with the 10% on minions. So basically, whenever you consume Doom, it will basically generate more Doom passive charge. It's very important that you're using the proper ordering on skills like that. And I don't think there's any vision here since Leona's mid, so I'm just going to go look for this. Doesn't look like she was aware that this was happening. Doesn't matter how much damage she does, she literally can't even penetrate my shield because of how strong Crown is. And if you take a look at my hotbar, it's going to be back up in 20 seconds. So I'm going to go push lane here again. I'm going to try his mini minions as possible with my E so I can generate more passive stacks. Instantly puts it at half. And we can go into either Siege Tower here, or we can gravitate towards mid. I'm going to look for some vision here, but I think we can go for a mid dive, since we're sieging mid, so I'm going to stand off the side here. We know most of their visions are around mid on, like, the middle. So we're going to find Ezreal here. Instantly one-shot. I'm going to take 0 damage, too, with all the shields. I think Nocturne's on top side, so I'm going to start pathing over here. If there's Blast Cone, that'll help. Throw out a random ult, hoping they're traveling through, but unfortunately they're just on Rift Herald right now. They actually get the bounty, though. Fortunately, missed the Fear, but I do manage to snag the kill away from my teammates, so... That is the power of auto-attacking. Bless. I've got Zhonyas here and Dragon spawning soon, so I'm just going to go and reset and then travel towards bot side. They don't have any magic resist. I mean, they have Cho'Gath, they have Aegis, so maybe Void Staff. Fortunately, we get enough gold from Futures Market. Because at this point, like, I can one-shot the Jinx, the Ezreal, and the Nocturne. But the only two people that I don't do damage to are Cho'Gath and the Leona, so itemizing for them It's probably the best call here. Because even if I build Shadow Flame or Horizon Focus, I'm still going to kill them in one combo anyways. So I'd rather itemize to kill their tanks at this point. I don't need as much damage to one-shot their backline because I've already met that threshold, so itemizing towards that might be a little bit redundant. But hopefully we go towards Dragon here. Looks like Rengar is just going to full clear into it. But I've got ult in 29. Looks like, oh my god, Cho'Gath's behind me. They showed 2 mid, so I'm kind of surprised. But we're just going to keep kiting as much as we can. I've got red buff, so I get a really nice slow. We can actually find her too because we have red buff on Zai. She failed flash, no. Give it to me, please. No, never mind. 11-1-4 is not quite enough for me yet. And I'm going to go and look in the bush here. Fog a ward. They actually have a ward, so... Okay, we missed. That sucks. But I'm going to go and dive it anyways. I've got Flash W. Fortunately, thanks to our 25 Magi stacks, there's quite literally nothing they can do. And for the one guy who commented about my excessive use of literally and like in the last video, I apologize. Sorry, my bad. But we find a triple here. At this point, I don't think there's really anything they can do. Like, me and the Xayah, like, oh my god, like, yeah, literally. We're just too strong. There's just nothing they can do. But we're going to try and take this inhibitor here. We have 3 death timers. So we should be able to take this and then reset to mid or top. We still haven't done Dragon yet, which is surprising because I don't think Rengar's done anything in the last 2 minutes, per se. But they could technically try and... oh, they actually just stole it. What the hell? They get the bounty and we find the Ezreal off the dagger pole. But we're going to grab 2 here. Maybe find the Leon as well. Dude, the Xayah damage is insane. I don't quite have Crown yet, so... a little bit risky, but we are going to prevent some tower damage with the W there. We should 100% recall here. I don't think there's any reason to stay any longer. But I am feeling really ego right now, so maybe we find this Cho'Gath. Alright, Xayah is disengaged, so I don't think there's much else. We're just going to dip now. We should just reset, go towards mid or top. There's 2 towers available top, so... this is like a really shitty recall. This is like right in front of them, but he did just use his Q, so maybe I can find it. Nah. Oh shit. I do have ult. I'm gonna look for this over the wall. Maybe they're turning it. I can't tell from the skill particles. Unfortunately, we don't hit the Nocturne here. Miss the EQ too. Rengar's in the back though. Maybe we find it. He's running still. Oh my god, I miss. If I get W on my fear, maybe I can live here. No, okay, I'm just chomped on silence. But they just aced us. We probably just gave them about like 2,000 gold off of that fight, so that's really cringe. But even with this like massive throw, I think we still win as long as we group because we're just really, really strong. Oh, they actually had everything as well. They had flash and heal on the Xayah. Then apparently Rakan missed flash too. 78 CS on the Shin. Oh my god, let's go. 20-minute game. Pog. I'm gonna sell this. I think I'm gonna buy an Oblivion Orb probably. Or I can buy a Fiendish Codex. I could go for a Rod. They have a lot of self-healing though. I think Rabadon's is probably the best here because I want to see how much AP I can get in the mid to late game. But I think realistically, I've got 45% Magic Pin and 18 flat, so if they've got 70 MR, I'm going for about half of that, and I'm taking them down to like 15 to 20. Got Aegis though, so that puts her up to 113. I think we can realistically, I mean, everyone else has too much HP, but we're still going to one-shot their backline no matter what. I think we can probably do about half of Leona's HP if she has W or not. Probably 2,000 to Cho'Gath. So if they ever walk up to this, they just kind of die, so... It sucks to use my sphere here, because if they do face check this, I'm not going to have as much power, but I think we just look here. We see 2 in their spawn, there's no way they win this, right? I don't have fear, so this is probably not going to work. Unless we have a slow dodge. Okay, we got shields coming in. I think we're going to just dive this. I'm taking literally 0 damage here. I just took like 7 tower shots. So either Crown is just God tier, or I have Rakan and Shin shield and my own shield, and I just take 0 damage with all these shields. Either way, we could take We can take literally anything, we just gotta make a decision about what we want to do. It's either Baron or top or mid inhibitor. We've already got bottom, so we just got infinite pressure on the map right now. It looks like they actually surrendered, so GG, thanks for watching, and remember to like, subscribe, and comment XD if you liked it. If you didn't, type XD as well.